Hey, what's up YouTube? This is We All Juggle Knives with a knife from Finland. This is the Marttiini Condor Drop Point. Yeah, Marttiini is a pretty good company. They make Scandi knives similar to Mora. Right, this is stainless steel. It has a mirror polish finish, which will help it resist rust. Now the handle on this, it's Zytel that's coated with rubber. This is extremely lightweight. The blade length is 3 1/2 inches, and it is a Scandi grind. Now a lot of Marttiini knives have a buoy tip shape. The idea of the drop point Marttiini is that the tip is going to be a little bit stronger. Now the price on this was around $25. Sadly, probably a lot more expensive outside the US. But I'll include an Amazon link if you want to pick one up. This came incredibly sharp. And I knew it would be sharp because I own several knives from this company and they all came scalpel sharp. So this could definitely be used as a skinning knife or just a camp knife to slice up your lunch. Here it is making some shavings. It's quite good at making shavings, being that the size and the grind are similar to a Mora knife, and most Mora knives they can make shavings like a boss. They can make feather sticks like a champ. Why don't you make feather sticks? Well, to make good feather sticks, you have to select good pieces of wood, and all I have is this kind of gnarly firewood left over from batoning, so it's just easier to make shavings with it. But yeah, I mean, the handle on this, it gives you a full grip. And this would be a good bushcraft knife. I mean, it's very similar to a Mora. Why would you buy this instead of a Mora? Well, maybe you really hate people from Sweden and you really love people from Finland. No, I'm kidding. These are fairly inexpensive knives, so it's not like an either or. It's not like I can only buy one Mora, or one Marttiini. If you're into cutlery and outdoorsy knives, you're slowly going to accumulate Moras, and you might branch out into Hella knives from Norway, Kellum knives, right? Enzo, Brissa. There's a lot of companies that make Scandi ground knives, and I've tried them all, or most of them. And what can I say? People from that part of the world make good knives. Now, somebody told me that Finland is not counted as Scandinavia. All right, well, Finlandia, Scandinavia. I'm inventing a new title, a new name for that region. So there's my pile of shavings. Yes, the incredible survival skills you learn. What are you doing? I'm punishing this piece of wood. No, actually, we're going to make a notch. Won't that be fun? So you put those two little markers there if you want to make your notch. And why would you make a notch on a piece of wood? Well, you can fit pieces of wood together. If your pieces of wood are large enough, you could make like a log cabin. Okay, so to make the notch, you just carve out the wood that's in between your two little markers there. Right? And you could fit pieces of wood together and make like a trap. You could make a shelter, which we're not going to do because it's a knife review. So the steel on this was listed as 420 stainless, but then I saw some other places that were saying it's like German steel. It really reminds me of 4116 Krupp, but I have no confirmation on that, so whatever. It was listed as 420 stainless. That's all I know. Check out my notch with the, it's like a squared off notch with the 90-degree angles there. Yes, the handiwork. Is there any end to my woodworking abilities? Well, actually, yes, there is. Look at that. Look at that throw, dude. All right. So as I said, this has a drop point, which is a stronger tip than the buoy tip Marttiinis, right? And that stronger tip is good for certain things, like, for example, drilling divots, right? Using the tip of your knife as a hand drill, you can drill out some divots. Now, I've been told that's used for primitive fire starting, which I don't do yet. I have not mastered that yet. But if you wanted to drill some divots or just use it as a hand drill, you could. It's a strong tip. I also stabbed it into a bunch of things, and the tip remained just as pointy. So, yeah, one of the reasons I got this, even though I have a bunch of other Marttiini knives, was that drop point tip. It caught my eye. Like the idea. The sheath that this comes with is a leather sheath. You see it's got the belt loop there. And it overlaps the handle to a significant degree for security. It's like a typical secure bushcraft type sheath. So that's the sheath that you get. Here's a size comparison. On the left, you have one of the Mora bushcraft type models, then the Marttiini, and then the Mora craft line. So you see it's pretty much the same length and size as the Mora craft line, which is one of Mora's shorter knives. So yeah, it's a pretty short, compact knife, 3.5 inches. I think it's a good handy length. Now, as I said, this is stainless steel because, with all the snow and so forth, in Finland, I imagine it's pretty wet and nasty, so corrosion resistance is a very good thing. And also, the steel they're using, it's really easy to get super, super sharp. So if you're thinking of a skinning knife, it's a good thing. Marttiini does have high carbon steel blades too. They have one called the Timberjack, so I'll include the Amazon links not only to this, but to their other options they have available. But final thoughts, it's a pretty awesome knife. I guess the question is, would you get more use out of it than the $25 price tag? I can say definitely you would get more than that amount of use out of it. Even if you never took it outside, if you just kept this in your kitchen, it will pay for itself many, many times over. Right? So, yeah, I do like the blade. It competes with Mora. And should you get this? Yes, you should get this, or it means you're racist against Finland. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah, if you don't own a Marttiini knife, why do you hate Finland, dude? Finland is awesome. Now, I'm kidding. Actually, comparing this to a Mora, I would just say this. If you like Mora knives, you're definitely going to like Marttiini knives because really they're more similar than they are different. I see them as, blood brothers essentially. So yeah, I do like Marttiini and I do like this drop point idea as well. Hope you enjoyed seeing the blade. Check out the links. They do help the channel immensely. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.